Your organization has published an ESG report. It has targets, it has commitments, it may even have won an award for it. I want to ask you one question about that report. Can you trace a single Scope 3 emissions figure in it to a transaction level data source? If the answer is no, or if you need to ask someone to find out, your ESG report is not a measurement, it is a narrative, and regulators are about to tell you the difference. Boards have been approving ESG targets the same way they approved digital transformation programs a decade ago, with ambition, with good intentions, and without the data infrastructure to make the numbers defensible. ESG is not a communications challenge, it is a data architecture problem, and most boards have not made that distinction yet. There is a significant difference between an ESG commitment where the data exists, is traceable, and can be audited, and an ESG claim where the report has been written but the underlying data cannot withstand independent scrutiny. That distinction will define which organizations lead on sustainability and which ones face enforcement action. ESG data infrastructure is a capital investment, not a reporting overhead. If your organization is collecting sustainability data through spreadsheets, email chains, and manually compiled supplier responses, that is not a data architecture, that is a collection of estimates dressed as measurements. SEBI's BRSR code framework and the use CSRD both require third-party assured CSG data. Assured data requires systems both approving ESG targets without approving the technology investment behind them or building an external commitment on an internal gap. Scope 3 is where most ESG data frameworks fail and where regulators are looking hardest. Scope 1 and 2 emissions, direct operations, and purchased energy can be measured with reasonable precision. Scope 3 covers the entire value chain suppliers, logistics, procurement, product use, and disposal. That requires transaction level data integration, which most organizations do not have. Most Scope 3 figures in most ESG reports are therefore estimates. Boards that have not asked how those numbers are derived are approving disclosures they cannot verify and cannot defend. Institutional investors are discounting ESG claims they cannot verify, and that discount is applied to enterprise value. This is no longer a reputational risk conversation. Large asset managers conducting pre-investment due diligence are now requesting documentation of ESG data lineage, methodology assessments, and third-party verification records. Organizations that cannot produce them are being priced accordingly. The board's ESG data cap is not just a regulatory exposure, it is a valuation variable, and it is one of the board can control if acts before the next capital raise or M&A event. I close every ESG governance conversation with the same question. If a regulator or a serious institutional investor asks to audit your ESG data tomorrow, not your ESG report, your underlying data, the methodology behind each figure, the lineage from source to disclosure, how long would it take your organization to produce that documentation? And if the honest answer is once or never, that is not a sustainability problem. That is a governance problem. And it belongs on your board agenda before the next reporting cycle opens. Thank you for watching.